All right, so let's continue. So we started a new topic last time, and it's very interesting topic. A blessing overseeing various phenomena and events. So it's Siman 60, and we start with halacha number 2. And it says this, upon seeing meteor, which appears as a star that shoots like an arrow, so it's a shooting star, they call it, right? And goes from place to place through the length of the sky, especially in the summer, you see it, right? And it's like, extends like a rod. There is a shooting star, okay? Upon seeing a comet that has a tail like a rod of a light, upon experiencing earthquake, so all of this, okay, upon winds that blow with ferocity, there is hurricane or tornado, and upon seeing lightning, upon witnesses any of these phenomena, one recite the following blessing. I'm going to skip and just say the end. Who makes the world of creation. Okay, so let's read this again. There are a few commentaries. Okay, commentaries are irrelevant, but let's. They just. Okay, so let's read again and try to understand. When the seeing a meteor, which appears like a star shooting like an arrow, right, and goes from place to place through the length of the sky, and light ends like a rod, shooting star. So all of this like natural phenomena, right? So like something like out of ordinary, right? Upon seeing a comet, I'm not sure what is the difference between this meteor and comet. I'm not sure. Which has a tail like a rod or a light, right? So rod rod of light. I'm sorry, a rod of light. So I'm not sure what's the difference, but we got the point. Like I think we call all of it shooting star. Maybe not. Upon experiencing the earthquake, so meaning you feel that it's actually shaking, and upon the wind blows with ferocity, or any unusually strong storm wind, right? So sometimes it's like very strong, right? So they have like a warning, don't go outside because of the storm wind, right? Hurricane or tornado. And upon seeing the lightning, right, see the end of the next year. So lightning and thunder, so the different, two different blessings we're going to see. Upon in this case is lightning only, thunder is different, right? Upon witnesses any of these phenomena, one recite the following blessing, who makes the work of creation. Right, Ose Maaseh Vereshis. Right, that's the end of the blessing. Who makes the work of creation. So basically, I would say have it on your phone or somewhere, like handy. In my siddur, we have all of this like bookmarks. So when there is a lightning, so unless you remember by heart, you can open and say that correct blessing, or on all of this other phenomena. But lightning, I would say it's the most common. How many times you see a shooting star? Maybe, if you live in a country somewhere, yes. But in a city, you don't see too many of them. Okay. So wind, yes, strong wind, absolutely. Tornado. Okay, continue. One recite the blessing upon seeing the meteor only once per night. Even if he saw another meteor during the same night. Okay, only once per night. Okay. Upon seeing a comet, so a meteor and comet looks, based on these different things. Seeing a comet, once he had recited the blessing upon it, he does not recite the blessing again. Okay. Unless he does not see again for the 30 days. Okay, so it's meteor is once per night, and comet one per 7 days. They say C below, C of 12. Okay, they're going to explain what is the difference, right? Because the difference is huge. On one you can say every night, on another, on another you can say only once in 30 days. Upon hearing thunder, oh here we go, thunder. If he heard it after the accompanying lightning has passed, he recited the following blessing. Okay, we're going to say only the ending. Whose strength and power fills the universe. And that everybody is shaking. All right. If he saw the lightning and heard the thunder simultaneously, he recited only one blessing, Aseh Maseh Bereshis. So meaning the first one. Okay. Who makes the works of creation. Okay. Right. So okay. Continue. We're going to explain why. Similarly. Okay, so let's finish up. Similarly, if upon seeing lightning, he recited the Osem Maseh Bereshis blessing, and within the Kidei Dibur, literally the amount of time of the utterance, approximately 1 to 2 seconds, of seeing the lightning, the thunder was heard. So usually it's not at the same time, unless it's very close, right? Heard. He need not recite the blessing upon the thunder. For the obligation to recite the blessing upon the thunder has been discharged with the blessing recited upon seeing lightning. One may recite the blessing over the lightning or thunder only within Kidei Dibur of in event. So we're going to explain all of this. However, if he paused longer than this amount of time, he may no longer recite the blessing until the next lightning bolt is seen or the thunderclap is heard. Okay, so let's do this piece again, and we're going to explain all of the situations. So now we're going up on hearing thunder. If you heard it after accompanying the lightning has passed, meaning what? Or if he heard the thunder and did not see the lightning. So usually when it's when it's somewhere like the rain like far away, right? I mean the thunder is far away. So first you would see the light, and then you see the what is it? And then you hear the noise. Okay. So, but if you or maybe you did not see, like for example, the lighting was from one side, you have like from another side of your building, right? But the thunder you hear. So that I mean, sometimes it would come together, sometimes not. So you would say separate blessing on thunder. Okay. So he recited the following blessing one more time, just the ending. Whose strength and power fills the universe. Okay, and our sages actually explain in Gemara that the question was, okay, we understand rain, but why thunder? Like, why? What do you need it for? Right, and our sages explained. Hashem said to scare you. Right, so you have a fear of Hashem. So like sometimes people jump right from the sound. So commentaries say this blessing expresses praise to Hashem for impairing within the nature phenomena the ability to demonstrate His power and inspire His creation. Oh, here we go, to fear Him. So it's actually, you see, it's halacha. It's from Mishnah Brura 277. Right. So to fear Hashem through the thunder. That's why you have a separate blessing. Continue. If he saw the lightning and heard the thunder simultaneously, meaning that it's right next to you, right? Not too far from you, he recites only one blessing. That is Aseh Maaseh Bereshis, meaning that this blessing would cover both of them, both of the events. Right? Commentary. The custom is that when thunder is heard by itself, one recite only the blessing Shekocho, etc. Meaning Shekocho is who strength and power to fill the universe. So I mean, I'm thinking how many times I saw the thunder, and right, I heard that the thunder, I see the lightning at the same time. I don't know, not in my mind, I don't know, it does not happen very often. So usually we would say two separate blessings. Okay. And when the lightning is seen, one recite Aseh Maaseh Bereshis. Okay, so technically though, either blessing is appropriate for both thunder and lightning. So if a person may make the mistake, and that's how everybody, not everybody, many people just memorize Aseh Maaseh Bereshis, and they same for both, but it's not proper. Okay. When both are experienced together, only Aseh Maaseh Bereshis blessing is recited, because it's more encompassing. If one recites instead Shikocho, for both of them, he has also fulfilled the obligation. Mishnah Brura 2275. So after the fact, Shikocho, whose power, whose strength and power fills the universe, so after the fact, he also fulfilled his obligation. Continue. Similarly, if upon seeing lightning, he recites Aseh Maaseh Bereshis, right? So he said that the correct blessing for all lightning. There was no thunder, and then in an amount of in a time span of 1 to 2 seconds. So time of utterance. It's like an expression in halacha. It's the time that it takes to say Shalom Aleichem Rabbi. So Shalom Aleichem Rabbi, so you agree to your teacher. So it's 1 to 2 seconds. Some say Shalom Aleichem Rabbi Amori. So it's 2.5 seconds. Okay. So, but we understand. Meaning like very, very like the one would come after another. Right. So one more time. If upon seeing lightning, he recites Aseh Maaseh Bereshis, right, blessing, and within these 2 seconds of seeing the lightning, the thunder was heard. Even though when making the blessing, person did not mean to include the thunder, right? So that's should be our first question. Was it intended? But since sometimes it's come together, so maybe that's the intention. That's my guess. It does not say it here, but it's my guess. So he need not to recite the separate blessing upon the thunder, even though it was not. He did not expect the blessing for the thunder, but after the fact, because one follows another, so okay, no problem. For the obligation to recite the blessing upon the thunder has been discharged with a blessing recited upon seeing the lightning. Commentary. This halacha does not appear in Mishnah Brura. However, Mishnah Brura 2275 does write that one who saw lightning and recited Aseh Maaseh Bereshis and had in mind to exempt the thunder that follows should not recite the blessing on the thunder. Okay, so you see that's what I said. Right? You have to keep in mind, but okay. But Kitzur said not necessarily. If it comes one after another, okay. One may recite the blessing over the lightning. So I would say when you make a blessing, so I think it would be like a straightforward approach according to all the opinions. So I'm making on a lightning only. So because I did not hear the thunder, so you make it on lightning only, and keep in mind that if I hear thunder, I'm going to say may make a different blessing. No problem. Or opposite, you hear the thunder, you say on the thunder only. One may recite the blessing over the lightning or thunder only within Kidei kidei dibur of the event. So you cannot hear the thunder and go look for a siddur, and 5 minutes later, 2 minutes later, or even 15 seconds, even 3 seconds later, say the blessing. No, it must be ready. So if you don't remember by heart, you find on the phone or in a siddur, and get ready till the next time. Okay. So you have only 2 seconds. So if 2 seconds pass, that's it. You're out. Okay. Continue. However, if he pauses longer than this amount of time, he may no longer recite the blessing until the next light bolt is seen or the thunder clap is heard. So okay, so just wait for it till the next time, and next time concentrate. Okay, so basically we can say the blessing while this thunder is in, or lightning is in the process, right? Maybe it takes 2 or 3 seconds even, right? So you can say in the middle or you can say at the end. Does not make a difference. But after it's ended completely, you have only 2 seconds. Okay, one to 2 seconds. Okay. Any questions on what we said? We'll continue.
Go up?
Yes, go ahead.
Considering the main purpose that the thunder was created by HaShem is to scare people, what happens if a person lives in a place where it rains a lot and therefore he hears this thunders like very often? For example, here where I live, I mean, most of the year it rains a lot, and I kind of got used to them.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't scare me so much anymore. So should I don't know, instill fear upon myself every time I hear them, or
yes, that's exactly. That's an amazing question. So some people kill every week. That's their job. So it does not mean that they should get used to it. You understand? Or somebody does something inappropriate every time, so should not get used to it. So that's intention of Hashem to scare us. So we have to be scared. We have to think about wake up just for 1 second. Okay, I'm in the comfort of my home, but somebody in the field can get killed from this lightning. Right? People get killed. So sometimes, like a long time ago, we would go to this national parks, right? And you see like burned woods, like a big territory, and the rangers would explain it got they burned from the lightning. You understand? So in a city you have all of these devices to draw this like thunder, like not the lightning to the lightning bolt like to the different areas, so it would not like strike like a electric power plant, all these things, like even buildings, anything, right? So it's more or less safe, but you go to the country, you go to the mountains, you go to the woods, so it's not so safe. You understand? So that's the thing to think about it. Okay, what else? Anything else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's continue.
Hold up.
Yes, sorry. What is it?
Sorry, Rabbi. Someone put a question on the board. It says, is it 2 to 3?
No. It's
seconds?
1 to 2. It's 1 to 2 seconds, and there is opinion that up to 2.5 seconds. Okay, so it's I mean you can clock it. It's the verse to say Shalom Aleichem Rabbi. Shalom Aleichem Rabbi. Okay. I never measured, to tell the truth, I never measured how long does it take me to say this verse, but our rabbi say it's from 1 to 2 seconds. Okay. And minority opinion said Amori. Shalom Aleichem Rabbi, my teacher. Okay, so continue. Halacha number 3. As long as the clouds did not dissipate, one is exempt from reciting any further blessing, with the one blessing recited over the first lightning flash or thunderclap. However, if clouds dissipate and the sky cleared completely, between one flash and the lightning and another, or between the thunder clap and the next, one must recite the blessing again. Okay, so let's finish. Lightning bolts that are seen without being followed by the sound of thunder, but caused by heat, are not considered actual lightning flashes with regard to this halacha, and one does not recite blessing upon seeing them. Okay, so a lot of information. Let's go back, and we're going to explain. So one more time. As long as the clouds do not dissipate, so as long as a cloud do not dissipate, means that it is the same rain. So the rain can be the same, like act of rain could be for a few days, simplify the whole day from the morning until night. Although the cloudy, sometimes it rains, sometimes it stops, sometimes thunder, no thunder, it's considered to be one long rain. So in this case, you would say only one blessing. I mean, he does not explain, but that's what it is. So one more time. As long as the clouds did not dissipate, one is exempt from reciting further blessing, with one blessing recited on the first lightning flash or thunderclap. Okay, so let's see. The commentary, number 12. There is one should not recite any blessing over the subsequent lightning flashes or thunderclaps during this storm. I mean, maybe this is keyword, this storm. But if it stopped completely and the clouds dissipate and you see the sun maybe for 1 hour, 3 hours, whatever, so and then start raining again, so it like totally different rain. So now you're going to say another blessing, or for 1 hour it stopped. Okay. So continue. However, if clouds dissipates and the sky cleared completely, so not only you see maybe like a little bit of the sun. No, it's sky clears completely. Between one flash and lightning and another, or between the one thunderclap and the next, one must recite the blessing again. So it's like two different rains, if you can say that. Okay, so commentary. Only when the sky is entirely cleared of the clouds do we say that the storm has ended. So entirely, so you go outside and see it's nice and nice and clean, and like the whole clouds. It's not like you see clouds like further away, and you see maybe it's further from you, but you see it's dark. It's all black, meaning it's raining heavily there. So it's not completely, right? So meaning that the storm, maybe it's coming your way. It's going to be here very soon. Okay. So if the wind blew the clouds up, here we go. If the wind blew the clouds apart, but the sky remained cloudy, right? You see the sun, but the sky is still cloudy. New blessings are not necessary on a subsequent lightning and thunder. So meaning it's basically the same rain, just a little break. Right? On the following day, one should recite the blessing again, even if the sky did not clear in between. I mean, how do you know that you did not stay the whole night and check in the clouds? But in this case, the next day is the next day, right? Which is very interesting. So, Mishnah Brura 2278, Mamar Mordechai 2273, cited by Kav Chachaim, same place. So we had this question, very very interesting questions. About like when the day starts, when the day ends, right? And we said it depends. For the learning of the Torah, it would be the whole night, right? So you did not go to bed, let's say, so it's going to be the whole night. But in reference of this clouds, or even not clouds, if this rain, so the next day it's going to be the next day. So the next day, I guess in this case, it might be in the morning. I think so. I'm not sure, 100% sure, but that's how I think. Okay. Continue. So it's not, but for sure it's not like it was sunset, right? It was one sunset, and then it was cloudy. Nightfall, Rabbeinu Tam, 72 minutes, started raining again. I said the blessing again. Absolutely not. That's not what we're saying here. Okay, so continue. Lightning bolts that are seen without being followed with the sound of thunder, but are caused by heat. Okay. Are not considered actual lightning flashes with regard to the halacha. I think it's mostly in the summer. In the winter, you would not have from the heat. And one does not recite the blessing upon seeing them. I mean, if you ask me if I ever maybe I don't pay like close attention, but I in my mind it's always the thunder comes with the lightning. Right, but heat, this heat flashes is actually in the summer, yes. Okay. Any questions before we continue? What we said?
Hello?
Yes.
So regards to the last question about the 1 to 2 seconds, our friend actually asked, is it 2 to 3 seconds to start saying the blessing or to finish the blessing? Meaning to recite the whole thing.
To start, I apologize. That's a very good question. So to start after the thunder, let's say, finished. But you can say, I think the way I understand you could say in the middle. It's like even before it finished. First of all, you don't know how many it's going to be. Maybe it's going to be one. Sometimes it's more than one. Right, it's like fireworks, right? So in modern day, it's like they shoot, and then from one comes another, and from that one comes another, like 3 or 5 seconds later. So it's same with thunder. You don't know how many it's going to be. So, but since you heard, you can say, right? But after it's finished, you have 1 to 2 seconds, not 3 seconds. Forget about the 3 seconds. Okay. Anything else before I continue?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome. So no problem. So let's do one more, and it's actually very, very relevant to what we learned in weekly parsha not too long ago. So it's halacha number 4. It says, in days of Noach, HaShem made covenant with the inhabitants of the world that He, in HaShem, would not again destroy them with flood. When Hashem is angered, and the thought of destroying the world would arise, He displays the rainbow as a sign of the covenant. When we see the rainbow, we recognize this and thank Hashem for preserving us. So basically, rainbow is a sign that the things are not good. Hashem, like in a mood of destroying us, if you can say that. Right, so we actually, it's not mood. I apologize, take it back. We deserve the whole world, not we specifically, but the whole world deserve destruction, right? And then Hashem, in some sense, well, whatever it means, show the sign of rainbow. Of course, it's not for him. He never would abrogate his covenant, but it's for us to remind us. Okay, Hashem said yes, we agreed with that, but you're actually behaving not good. Since the rainbow appears as a result of mankind wrongdoings, it is best not to inform others that there is a rainbow visible as it amounts to tale-bearing. Mishnah Berurah 2.9.1. So what does it mean? So usually, like for example, if there's a new moon, so there's one guy in my show. He's like very specific, like very particular. He's very magbid to say the blessing on the new moon at the right time. And once a Shabbos, he would go like 1 time, 2 times, like sometimes it's cloudy, like several times to make sure that he sees the moon, right? And when he sees the moon, like he would before the Marif Motzei Shabbos, so he would inform Rabbi, Agaba, everybody who is there that is, I saw the new moon, it's beautiful, it's this way, that way, so we have to make the blessing. Of course, we make the blessing, but it's actually like praiseworthy because there is a mitzvah to say the blessing on the new moon, so it sounds positive, but this rainbow is not positive. Right, it's not positive because it's like we all deserve the distractions, right? So it's not good to brag about it. So basically, you can say like indirectly, I just make the blessing on the rainbow, right? So but do not inform that is visible. So you can state the fact. So I just made the blessing on the rainbow. That's it. So don't invite others, basically. So continue. One who sees rainbow, commentary, it isn't clear if the blessing can recite only when seeing the rainbow in a full arc, or if seen in a partial arc is sufficient to require the blessing. Simshna Brura 291. I mean, if I remember correctly, even partially, like if you see even partially, like one leg, that should be enough to make the blessing. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. Okay, continue. If one sees a rainbow, recite the following blessing. I'm going to read the at the end of the blessing. Who remembers the covenant? So we're actually breaking the covenant, but Hashem remembers the covenant. Is it right? Who remembers the covenant is trustworthy in his covenant and fulfill his word, right? So he's trustworthy, and he actually, despite of our behavior, Hashem actually fulfilled his word. Commentary: Hashem keeps the covenant that he made and does not destroy the world, even if there is an abundance of wickedness. That's scary, right? So he's trustworthy in his covenant and fulfill his words. 17 commentary. There is, even if Hashem would not have made the covenant, he would still keep the word keep the words that he spoke. In Brochos 9:11, declaring that would never again flood to destroy the earth. Mishnah Brura 2:9-4. Meaning, it's not like Hashem needs any reminder. Whatever he said, he's going to perform, right? So it's not like who keeps his words. So it's not because the rainbow, but because he promised us. So this reminder is for us, right? Right? And the last sentence says, "It is forbidden to gaze excessively at the rainbow." So of course you have to look at it before you say the blessing, but quickly. So don't enjoy it, basically, right? And commentaries say looking excessively in the rainbow weakens one's eyes, so it's not healthy, right? All these rainbow people. One should look at the rainbow long enough to make a note of it. So I mean, in like 1 second, 2 seconds, that's it. And recite the blessing, then not to gaze any longer. That's it. So it was enough, or this 1 or 2 seconds were enough to make the blessing. That's it. So you stop. Okay, I guess we can stop here.